Before we start the video, I want you to subscribe to the best Telegram channel at the first link in the description, where we show our earnings on cryptocurrencies, and not only. Our capital that we manage is more than $3 million. Thanks for subscribing. Also in the description is a links to verified exchangers when you register, on which you get a welcome bonus from me. Let's get to the video. Friends, abnormal activity on Binance. We may be talking about a hack, although the site denies everything. A ruling on XE has been announced, and it may not be what everyone has been waiting for. Also, there are new scandals about FTX every day. Now you will find out all the details. This story began overnight when the first reports of abnormal trading activity on the leading cryptocurrency exchange, Binance, came in for several altcoins at once. The assumption was made that it was a hack via API key, and it could be related to the 3 trading bot service. The shadow of suspicion fell on them, because before that there was a history of hacking FTX through the API of this service. The current strange price movements looked very similar. Let me briefly explain how this type of fraud works. You cannot steal your money through the API, but you can use them to open trades instead of the account owner. In fact, they are needed so that you can entrust the management of your account to another trader or automate trading with the help of bots. That is, you can't take the money directly, but you can transfer it from your account to the balance of the cheater through unprofitable deals. For example, you will buy something very expensive or sell it very cheap. In the end, your balance will sag significantly, and the scammer will take the difference. This is not a straightforward deal, and therefore hard to spot right away. Just pumping or dumping some coin at the expense of the balances of the hacked accounts. Binance reacted to the incident, and it looks pretty strange. They traditionally stated that all funds are safe and denied the fact of hacking, but at the same time, acknowledged the fact of abnormal trading activity and imposed restrictions on the withdrawal of funds and assets and wallets, which were involved in these transactions. Also, the situation was commented by the head of the exchange, Changpeng Zhao. In his understanding, it was the usual behavior of the market. It seems that one person had deposited funds and began to buy everything, and other users followed him. He went on to confirm that withdrawals for a number of accounts were blocked, and then began to speculate about the need, at times, for a centralized exchange to intervene in the market, which could be interpreted as the exchange being willing to roll back these transactions if the investigation into the incidents reveals fraudulent activity. For these and other news of the crypto world, you can promptly follow in our Telegram. There is a subscription link under each video. To believe Changpeng Zhao or not, about nothing happening on Binance, you have to do it yourself. Because here I am not sure how to treat his statements lately. The thing is that Binance, after the FTX crash, was the first to talk about the transparency of the exchange reserves, the first to show its cryptocurrency reserves. And when they were rebuked for the lack of transparency, they were also the first to audit their liabilities. As a result, Binance has a document from the auditing company Mazars, which says that the exchange's balance sheet secures their liabilities by 101%. After that, another marketplace, Crypto.com, which, by the way, had questions regarding the security, also very quickly and successfully passes the audit and confirms its solvency. And also, the audit is performed by Mazars. And everything would be fine if it were not for the bad reputation of these very Mazars, which are known for being able to make a report on the audit, which they are ordered by the client. And if you look in detail on the documents of Binance, there is no question about a normal audit, but it is said the task was performed on agreed procedures. That is, these auditors didn't audit Binance from the beginning to the end. They just did the work on those points, which were prescribed to them by the exchange in advance. Probably, it was just faster to make the check and calm everybody down. Or maybe all this was done as a distraction and there are problems on the exchange, which no one knows about. Where is the truth? It is not clear. But the fact that Binance announced about passing an audit, which is not in fact, and attracted a company with a bad reputation to check, it's certainly not very good. Stock up on popcorn and follow the link below the video on our Telegram. where I'll be sure to warn you in case of an emergency. And next I have some more scoop for you. We were discussing this week that Axie is on the verge of big news because Ripple's attorneys have filed a final motion with the court in the case against SEC. And now, we are actually waiting for the judge's decision. But then an insight came from nowhere else. Cardano's founder, Charles Hoskinson, broke the news during his AMO session and talked about the Ripple versus SEC ruling a few days later on December 15. The price of Axie was virtually unaffected for two reasons. One, it is not clear why Hoskinson got the tip. The second is that he said the outcome of this case could have dire consequences for the entire cryptocurrency industry. It reads between the lines that Ripple will lose the case, which will open the door for everyone to start similar cases against other cryptocurrency projects. And according to the latest statements by the head of the regulator, Gary Gensler, today, only Bitcoin can be considered a commodity. Even Ethereum, as he understands it, is now an unregistered security. And as a consequence, someone should be held responsible for it. And also about a week ago, Michael Saylor, who you don't have to imagine, was commenting on this situation. And he was saying that Axie is definitely a security, and that is out of the question. And also, he supported similar conclusions about the top two Ethereum cryptocurrencies. As you can see, I promised you it wouldn't be boring. And next week could get very hot. Click on the likes, subscribe to the channel, and I'll move on to the final topic. Also during the week, we saw the FTT token pump from the bankrupt exchange FTX, up 46%, completely flat, but with a lot of volume, so Crowley Sam could make you some more money. What happened? On Sam's, they were speculating about whether FTX could be recovered by issuing a new token to pay for future debts. And then Sam just tweeted that it was a good idea. We could have written it off as mere coincidence and pumping an illiquid asset on the news. But then some interesting new details came to light. So, Crowley Sam continues to be praised by investor and broadcaster Kevin O'Leary. He tells us that the head of FTX may not be guilty of anything, that it's just that bad situations happen in the market. In doing so, he admits to a personal investment in FTX, $150 million, that was completely lost. Would you praise someone who was given $150 million and they lost it? Even if you were in Kevin O'Leary's shoes and your fortune was valued at $40 million, you'd still want your money back. It's more about something else. In fact, O'Leary did not invest in FTX, but made good money promoting this exchange and now also continued to make good money, widening Sam's reputation so that he does not go to jail. I make these assumptions based on another news story. The head of a major cryptocurrency publication, The Block, resigned. He resigned after it was revealed that he had taken and failed to pay back FTX loans for $12, $15, and $160 million. A total of $430 million in exchange for what? Supposedly, The Block was working off an order and specifically praising FTX, while not missing an opportunity to sink their main competitor Binance. Of course, the publication denies this information. They say that their former head did receive money from Crowley Sam, but did not interfere in the newsroom. Lastly, Sam confirmed that he will be at a congressional hearing on FTX on December 13, although he doesn't know what he might say there because he has limited access to information. You and I have one more piece of information to check on that day. This time from Elon Musk, who talks about the donation by Sam of $1 billion to the Democratic Party. How to do that? By all current events, Sam should be handcuffed as soon as he gets off the plane on USA soil. Let's see how it actually goes. Perhaps it's not just paid journalists who have his back, but politicians as well. That's the kind of news I had for you today. Thanks for watching. Your Cryptanic.